Hi ladies and gentlemen, I decided to do a short video about my experience in Chetwayo's holistic health program. I have been on the program for 7 months. When I joined the program, I had 3 requests: to reverse hypertension, fatty liver, and cataracts. During the 7 months, I changed my diet because I did not want to be dependent on hypertension medication. Therefore, I followed all instructions from the coach, because as human beings, we have the tendency to resist change. But remember, people, you cannot expect to eat the same way and achieve different results. I now have normal blood pressure, 120/80. Liver results are normal, cataracts are gone, and I can see clearly. All confirmed by my doctors. I achieved all these results by changing my diet. You can also achieve these results, and it's so simple. Just give Coach a call. Hi ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, good morning.
Name of that, who's that lady? She's from the US, right?
Yes, so she's from the US. Yes, that's Katherine. She's 72 actually. 72 years of age. Yeah, 72 years of age.
So let's get it straight here. She spoke about hypertension. She spoke
Fatty
about liver. She spoke about
and
cataracts. She had
so those were the issues
How long
that
has
she
she
came
been
to me
treating?
with.
How long has she been getting
She
treatment?
is on my program 7 months.
No, not
7
your
months.
program, not your program. How long had she been?
Oh, these are issues she has been battling with for years. For years. Right? Like the vast majority of people have been on these medications and stuff for years. Remember, medication is just symptom suppression. It's not, the intent is not to reverse your issues, to keep you on the medication, to profit from you as long as possible. Right? So she came to me because, like most people, you're just fed up of being sick. Right? So you decide to try something different. Of course, and her having roots to Trinidad, she decided, after seeing, your program and hearing from other people and the results that they have been getting, she decided to contact me. Right? But what I want to bring people's attention to is that she stuck with the program. She stuck with it. Right? She was on the program for 7 months. Many people come to me and they sometimes believe that,
is that
a week,
one thing?
2 weeks, and they get through.
Is that
right?
one
Now,
thing?
for some people that happens, but it all depends on the extent of damage done to the body. But the longer one commit, because you have to commit to health.
Yes.
You have to commit to health. We have gotten used to these kind of fads that make you think you just have to do this for a short time and that's it. What I do is, the saying, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day.
Yeah.
You teach a man 2 fish, you feed him for a lifetime. What I do is I re-educate, I train, I coach people on what the body is designed to consume. So when you get off my program, you are continuing on your own because you now have the knowledge, you now have the ability, you now understand what you should and shouldn't be consuming. Therefore, the effects of my program isn't short term, it's permanent. You don't just temporarily suppress the symptoms, you get rid of them. That's why I said I'm not into disease management. I'm not into disease management. I am into reversing your disease. But many people want the medication because they want this quick fix. Once I get a temporary relief, I am good. That's most people. But a temporary relief without dealing with root cause is going to result later down the road in serious, severe health consequences.
What I was impressed with is that she is her age. So it just shows you that okay, you could be in your 60s, you could be in your 70s. It doesn't matter your age. It matters about the severity of your symptoms. And if you have neglected it for so long, that it's reached the point of no return. But once it hasn't reached that point, through nutrition, of course, which, well, basically,
and that point of no return is something that happens only if you reach a level of being under-muscled. Because your muscle mass determines where your point of no return is. All right? So somebody could be very old, could be dealing with something for decades, but because of where their muscle mass is, they have enough time that it can still be reversed.
Okay.
Right? Some people reach to a point where they are deteriorating to such an extent, and this is where the hospital comes in and cause a lot of deaths. Because I've seen people come to me. Let me give a quick example. Someone came to me. They had an eating disorder where they were collapsing. I've been hospitalized a couple times, and they were losing weight very rapidly. So they decided to come to me with some of their family members, went through the consultation, decided to get onto my program. And then, they said the next thing, I find that will be too hard to change my diet. So they decided to go to the hospital. Now, I told the person, I told their family, I say, when you go to the hospital, because they have to run all the tests, it is going to take too long, and that individual cannot go so long without eating because of the fact that they have been losing muscle at such a rapid rate, right? The person, the individual, the husband said, we trust the doctors say, now this thing, right? You know how people are. They trust the medical world. As we just see, the whole set of madness there with the board, but people trust.
We heard from Dr. Siram the madness going on at the board level, yeah.
So they trust, and they trusted the doctors. I told them this person cannot go without eating. And while you're running the test, the hospital will have them on drips until the results come in. Our hospital have backlogs with regards to the laboratories and getting results.
Right.
So a whole week passed without this individual who's already underweight, and they weren't eating. They just had them on drips.
On drips, yeah.
And of course, the person passed away.
Wow.
And that was not surprising to me, because I told the family that is what would happen if they continue to not consume anything. Right? Yeah. But, we trust the system blindly. And this is what we have been doing. There are many alternatives. Right? We trust the system so much that people today believe when the medical world say diabetes is irreversible. And I've clearly shown, I have shown it, Stefano.
Yeah.
And shown there are 3 documented ways to reverse diabetes. And people would still comment after me showing this from the NIH, PubMed, the National Library of Medicine, showing this clearly. They'll still say, oh, that boy talking nonsense. It cannot reverse diabetes. I didn't say it can reverse that. It's the medical world says they have 3 ways to reverse it.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't understand the mindset of people. We go with what they say.
Not to cut you, but I even saw an article. Was it from China, boy? I think it's from China now, I saw this article the other day where the Chinese are saying that they have the cure. I think it was for diabetes.
And here is the thing.
I believe so. I will search for it, but I'm almost positive that I
saw something like that
in China.
But diabetes, if you're curing diabetes with a medicine, no, that is rubbish. Just me on that. You can't cure something that is dietary.
Yeah.
With a medication. Right? You can't do that because it's dietary. That means you're going to end up, your blood sugar reading might read right, but you're going to end up with another serious disease on the next end, because what you're eating is still bad and unhealthy for the body. So you have to deal with it at the root cause, at the source, and that's what I deal with.
My thing with a diabetic and people with hypertension is simple. From the time you have hypertension and you have diabetes, you automatically know you have to give up certain things. Right? So you automatically know that you have to change your diet. But what happened is that I think they never really, some people just never really change. They never get the right diet.
Correct.
And therefore, they still have to be dependent on medication.
So
in order
what I tell people is,
under control.
Many people are zealous. They are zealous with regards to being healthy. right? But the information that it has out there, which is a lot of misinformation, because most people govern their health based off of rumors, right? Not based off of scientific fact. So it's based off of rumors, and they are running in a direction with all this zeal, but it is the wrong direction. It's like you're playing a football match and you're running towards the goal, but it is the wrong goal, and you're kicking the ball in your own goal, right? And this is what many people are doing. They are running in the wrong direction. What I do on my consultations, this is why the consultation, that first session is so important. I set you on the right path. So I get your compass right. You have the energy, you have the zeal, but you're just in the wrong direction. I fix that direction. Right. So now you can now be going in the correct direction. Like a guy contacted me, and he did a consultation with me in January and contacted me about 2 months ago. And he said, I just want to thank you because you changed my life. He said, when I came to you on medication, my blood sugar level was over 200. He said, I just did the consultation alone. And from that, I started to do my own research, and I changed what I'm eating based on what you had advised. And he said, now, without medication, my blood sugar level don't cross 93. Yeah. Right? Doesn't cross 93. And I think... And that's because I corrected his compass. You corrected the compass. Now, I think, just for run out of time here, I think what happens is, you know, a lot of people will sit on the outside. It's like yesterday. Maybe I could draw this reference. Yesterday I was having a little discussion with somebody, and I said, hey, this is great weather. And they were like, great weather? Oh, this is great weather, right? I said, this is real good weather. The place nice and cool. I'm in my house. I hear the little rain falling on the roof. You know, it's great weather for me, you know what I mean? I could lie down, relax, you know, I could guess, you know. And she said, well, and the person mentioned to me, but it ain't great weather for the homeless. So then we ended up in a little discussion. And I said, but you know what? Everything is dependent on the situation that you're in. Correct. And the experience that you have. So therefore, I mean, you have your diet and your consultation and your approach based on nutrition. Somebody's going to sit on the outside and say, that man talking nonsense, yes? And they're going to keep thinking and saying that until they experience your advice. When I share, I can tell you from people that come to me, I have never once encountered anybody that wasn't shocked at the information that I have shared with them on my consultations. Right. They were blown away. I go back, and simple questions I would ask. Did they teach you this in schools? And these are basic stuff. No, they never teach us this, but this is basic. I will ask people a simple question. What is sugar? And watch people fumble with that, because they don't teach you what simple sugar is. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. What people know on sugar is just what you have heard here and there. People don't understand the full spectrum of what sugar is. Something as simple as that. So we'll say sugar is the root cause of so much of diseases, but ask how much people know what sugar is. And they don't. They don't do something sweet. Is that sweetener, right? Is that all that sugar is? No, that is not. That is not. Basic things are kept from us in the educational system to keep us sick. And the more we think the system is all for us, is the more we're going to get sick, the more money we put into the hands of the large corporations and the pharmaceuticals and the medical device industries. And they are the ones that getting rich off of our ignorance. People don't even know the meaning of organic. Organic have absolutely nothing to do with pesticides. It has to do with carbon. Have absolutely nothing to do with pesticides. Right? Anything that has a carbon molecule attached to it is organic. What that have to do with pesticides? Absolutely nothing. But if you believe organic means pesticide free, you're going and pay more money for something that is absolutely no different. No different. Well said. Right? But people don't know. Lack of information. Lack of knowledge. And willingness to accept information too. Correct. So Seth, thanks a lot. Thanks for the testimonial. And people, you see, listen, you could be in your 70s, you could be in your 60s, you could be in your 80s. All you need to do is book the consultation. You will never know unless you try it. My thing is, if you've tried everything else and you still have the same problem, then why keep trying the same thing? Why not try something different
and see where it takes you. You know what I mean? They say seeing is believing. Well, seeing and experiencing SET's program is believing. I've gotten feedback from people who have been on the program. I've not gotten any negative feedback at all. Everybody has said they're feeling better, they're doing better. I myself have to get into the program sooner or later, but you know how things are with me, with the kind of work I do, it's very difficult. I always get invited. Look, I have 2 corridor competitions, Sir George. So I mean, yeah, I mean, so it's kind of difficult, but we'll get there sooner or later. But you could give Set a call, 761-1952 or 279-3935. And I tell you, try him. If you've tried and exhausted all other avenues, try him. All right? You won't regret it. Set, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
and
man,
see
no
you
problem,
next
man.
week.
Yep.